Michael Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing the Crosshair by KVLR Bag Company. Let's dive in, break these bags down. As always, start with materials. Slow side, this is a hybrid material. It's probably one of my favorite hybrid materials. I really love this material. Don't see it a lot. We're seeing it more and more now, but it's the same slow side that you find on the Big Mac bags, whatever, the Fly Surge X, the True Cornhole Velocity, the All Cornhole Shag Attack. There's a few other bags out there that use this. Love this material. It's a faster hybrid material, so 6, maybe 6.5. It may play like a 6.5, 7 brand new. Once you break it in, soften up, it gets down to about that 6, 6.5 speed. I call it a 6. It's very hole friendly, but you still have control with it. So it's great for running bags in the hole, but you still have the ability to throw a blocker every now and then if you need to on that. Stick speed on the slow side here. Fast side, this is the same fast side material that you find on the fast side of the Big Mac bags, whatever, the True Cornhole Trimmer XD, the Brotherhood Guardian X. There's a lot of bag companies that are using this. I love this fast side material as well. Both these materials, two of my favorite materials, so I love this combination here. It's a 9-speed. It's great for pushing bags up the board, so if you throw a level 3, level 4 blocker, you can collect it and ride it up, no problem whatsoever. It's great for blowing up piles, cleaning up messes. Looking at about a 6 and 9 speed on these crosshairs. One thing I probably should have mentioned at the top, the name Kevlar comes from the thread they use. They use a Kevlar thread to stitch these bags, and they double stitch it with that Kevlar thread, which makes these bags, as Kevlar says, it makes the bags bulletproof. You're not going to have a thread failure. You're not going to have to worry about the thread. It just adds the durability of these bags. So just want to mention that because that's where the name, if you're wondering where the name Kevlar comes from, it's from the thread they use there. Template-wise, these crosshairs are a medium template bag. It's got a medium amount of fill, but it's on the thinner side of medium, so it has flop to it. If you play in the ACL and you've seen a lot of these L variation of bags are coming, I think some of those have come out in the ACO as well, the L variations. L variations are a looser, floppier bag. This feels more like an L version of a bag. It has more flop to it, but that flop gives this bag a ton of forgiveness. And that's forgiveness on the landing and forgiveness around the hole. If you don't throw flat, if you've got a tilt or an angle, whatever on your bag, because of this flop, this bag lands very soft, it flattens out, runs straight, true up the board. Very little to no kick whatsoever. So forgiving, it's not going to punish you on the landing if you're not perfectly flat. It's also super forgiving around the hole, and that's where I think this bag really stands out, is when it gets up around the hole. I talk about the landing zone, that rectangular box that you need to land your bag in to get your bag in the hole. Larger, floppier bags have a larger landing zone. This has got a pretty big landing zone because of the flop, which means if you're missing, if you've got your mark and you miss your mark off to the left or right or whatever, as long as you get that corner just to grab that lip of the hole to dip in, and because of fuller bags, that corner doesn't dip, it sticks out. Floppier bags, that corner dips in, and so what happens, that bag goes up, it dips and it grabs and hooks the lip of the hole and pulls these bags back in. Both materials extremely hole friendly, so you just get that bag just spinning and moving, it'll come right back in. If it does happen to stop and hang, extremely easy to collect. A lot of times just the next bag hitting the board, that vibration will drip this bag in. And part of the reasons it does that is not just the materials being hole friendly, but the fill. The fill that Kevlar uses in here is, I love this fill. It's a mixed fill. If you watch my reviews, I love a mixed fill. There's enough flat in here that it aids in that forgiveness, that landing, that softness of the landing. So with the flat fill and the flop, very soft landing, there's enough beads in here that you get that hole friendliness. And I talk about all the time, bead fill, beads are more hole friendly because they're unstable. Beads don't settle, they don't set, they're always kind of moving, and you got beads stacked on top of beads, they want to move. Whereas flat fill tends to find a nice flat spot, it just sets and rests, and it's fine sitting there. You want your fill to be unstable when you're around the hole because that causes the bags to cascade and drip in. I love the mixed fill that Kevlar's put in this bag. It's a perfect blend for these two materials and style this bag is designed to play. So, huge fan of that. These bags are also ACO stamps. So you play in the ACO, you can throw the crosshairs. Let's go and jump in, talk more about playability. And in my mind, this is a bag designed for that hole runner. When I pull this bag out, I'm going to get up there. I'm looking to run bags. I'm going to put my 4 bags in, get my 12 points, and just outlast my opponent. And that's where this bag, I think, really shines. It does a phenomenal job of that. Both materials are extremely hole friendly. I talked about the flop and the forgiveness around the hole. So this bag just gets up near the hole. It just wants to go in the hole. It makes up for a lot of your mistakes, which makes this bag great for beginners. If you're starting out, maybe you don't have the prettiest of throw, you're trying to figure out what bags are best for you. This crosshair is really great because of the forgiveness it gets. And like I said, it's gonna make up for a lot of your mistakes. I always love it when a bag makes up for my mistake. When I throw a bad throw, I miss my mark, I miss my landing. Maybe it comes out on my back, my hand kind of wonky, and it's flying around like a wounded duck, or it's got a tilt to it. A bag like this doesn't punish you for that. You don't have to be perfect. So it's great for beginners, but it's also a bag that if you're at that advanced level, you can still manipulate this. I was able to throw some cuts with this. It's not going to make those harsh, aggressive cuts that you get with more of a bead fill, more of a bouncier bag, more of a fuller bag, But you don't need that because of the hole from this, because of the flop. If there's a blocker up there, I don't need to make a really aggressive cut. I just need to get the bag to make a subtle cut and get that corner to grab the hole and pull it back in and drip in the hole. So I don't have to, land out and get most of the bag in the hole. I just need the corner in the hole. Plus, because the flop here, this bag is great to get around. If your opponent's throwing blockers up there, a lot of times I just step out and aim for their bag, and when I hit it, it's going to smash into their bag and bully their bag out of the way, and I'm going to take whole control and go in. And that's what a floppier bag does. It really makes it great to get around. So if you don't have a cut, a roll, a flop, but you want a way to deal with blockers, a bag like this Crosshair, this flop, it's going to give you that get around option that you don't have with fuller bags. So it really helps you deal with blockers without having to do this crazy shot shaping style shots. Now, for collectability, if you throw your own bags up there, you have to remember now, because of the flop, it does want to smash up, accordion up, which means you just got to be more intentional, come more to the middle. If you come more to the middle, you can catch it and ride it up. You can take it slick side, hit that bag in the middle, and ride it up the board. I think I had one here. You'll probably see, I think it's towards the end of the clips I was filming. I threw one to the dead spot, and the bag kind of flipped over. Level 5.5, level 6. And I was able to hit it and ride it up almost up to the hole, and then was able to collect it up the next two bags. So you can definitely push blockers up. You just got to be more intentional, collect that bag in the middle. But I think the bag shines better in not throwing blockers yourself, but dealing with your opponent's blockers or just running bags in the hole. Now, there is control here that you can put blockers up there. I was able to control it and throw some blockers up there. And if you have a higher arc, a softer landing bag, maybe you tend to throw faster bags. Normally, your main bag is a 7 or 8 speed on the slow side. You can step down to these Crosshairs and play a little bit more of a dirty style game because you have that soft landing bag. You can be able to control it, throw blockers up there. The other things the Crosshairs do, what's great about this hybrid material and hybrid materials in general, is the consistency and how well it plays across all board conditions. So if you live in an area where you play in all-day tournaments, events that start in the afternoon and go into the evening, where conditions change, maybe you're dealing with humidity, this hybrid material plays pretty consistent across all those board conditions. So you don't have to change your throw, you don't have to change your bags, you can throw the same bag and it'll adapt for you, so to speak. I love this material in humidity. When boards start getting moisture on them, a little sticky from humidity, I love to pull up a bag out of this material because it still moves really well, but you still have control with it. So huge fan of these Crosshairs. Definitely recommend checking them out. And I think it's a great bag for beginners all the way up to advanced level players. It has something for all of you. So it's a bag of, if you're starting out, grab a set of these. You can learn with them, grow with them as you get better. You don't have to advance on another set of bags. You can stay with them and still continue to play them. That leads me into availability and KVLR's website, KVLRBagCo.com. Kevlar spelled KVLR, so KVLRBagCo.com. You go there. Bags were $90 for a set. It was $8 shipping, $98 shipped to you, kind of that middle price point. If you do use the code MikesBags when you check out, I'll give you a little bit of discount, save you some money on that as well. Like I said, I highly recommend you checking these bags out. I've got several other sets of bags from Kevlar I'll be reviewing. I've been a huge fan of them. I really like the quality of the bags are great. The way the bags feel in the hand, they just play great. So definitely check them out if you haven't yet. If you've thrown the Crosshairs, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. Always love hearing you guys' opinions. As always, I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.